Hey there, friends. How are you today? Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, I want to ask you a question. What is your general attitude towards someone if they prevent you from hurting yourself, right? Let's say that you're not paying attention and you're walking and you're about to walk into something and maybe hurt yourself, hit your head or something, and somebody stops you, right? What's your attitude about that? I'm guessing most of the time you're like, oh, thank you very much, right? Or appreciate your looking out for me. What about if someone is looking out for your children? They see them in a situation that may do something that might cause them harm, and this person prevents that. They stop that from happening. What's your attitude about that person? Well, normally we're very grateful, because anytime someone does something that helps keep our kids safe, that touches our heart, right? We're very grateful. Many times in our lives, there are circumstances that happen when someone steps in and intervenes and helps us out because they're trying to prevent us from harm, something bad happening to us. And we're grateful, we're thankful. But here's the question today. Why is it that we don't have typically, that same response when people approach us, Christians that we trust and that we know and that we love, Christians that approach us about things that they've noticed in our lives, by our actions, by our words, by our attitudes, that are hurting us spiritually? We get offended sometimes, our pride gets in the way, and we don't respond as we should many times to that. But if I'm standing next to a high curb, or a high place, and maybe I'm going to slip and fall, and somebody grabs me, I want to hug their neck. They've saved me from breaking my leg or something. But if someone is approaching us in love and have noticed something about us that could hurt us spiritually and could, in some circumstances, help us from losing our souls, wouldn't we naturally want to have that same type of response? Say, thank you so much for loving me enough to tell me the truth. Loving me enough to look out for me, to care for me, and to help me in my walk with God. Friends, we have to ask ourselves, why are we so sensitive? We already all acknowledge that we're not perfect, that we cannot attain perfection, but we're going to try our best. So along the way, if we lose our way, if we don't really see things from the right perspective, because, we're inside of us, right? So somebody looking from the outside that knows us really well, they can notice a change and notice a kind of a slight alteration from the way we should be acting and behaving ourselves, and they bring it to our attention. We owe it to ourselves to be grateful for that care and love that someone has for us. Listen, remember, it's not easy for them to come to us either. Why? Because many times we realize that people may respond in a negative way towards us because we care for them and we want to help them get to heaven. And so we say, I've been noticing this, and it's not right, and that scriptures teach that we need to be acting differently. Christians are called to be different. We need folks in our lives to help keep us accountable, right? So we can strive to go hand in hand in heaven. So my challenge for us today is, let's try to not be so sensitive, all right? It's not a measure or an indication of a weakness for you to accept that type of constructive criticism. It's a sign of strength. It's a sign of spiritual maturity, that we want to grow in our faith, we want to grow in our relationship with God, that we welcome the input of those that we trust and we know and we love, that want to help us, that care for us more than anyone else. I want people looking out for me. And if George is doing something dumb, which is very possible, I want to know, because I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be that kind of reflection to people. I want to be a reflection of Christ. I want to be the right kind of example and encourager to people. And I want my influence to always be at its highest level. And it cannot be that way if I've got those things in my life that people are seeing that is in contrary to what I should be doing and contrary to what my words are, right? So let's not be so sensitive. Let's be humble, right? Servants of God. We're all on the same team, headed in the same direction towards heaven. Let's look out for one another. Let's give that criticism, that critique, that feedback in love, right? For those we care about. And let's receive it in that same manner. Okay? Make us all better people. Peace, unity, all those things happen when we show love and we receive it in a loving way. All right? I love you. Hope you have a great day. And I will talk to you tomorrow. God bless you.